I learned here in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very nearby this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
How many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
But few of any sort, and none of name.
Victory is twice itself, and the achiever brings home full numbers. I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine named Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion. He hath indeed better betrayed expectation, and you must expect of me to tell you how.
I pray you, is Signor Benedict returned from these wars or no?
Oh, he's returned, and as pleasant as he ever was.
I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars?
Faith, niece, you tax Sina Benedict too much.
He hath done good service, lady, in these wars.
But how many hath he killed? For I promised I would eat all of his killing.
You must not, sir, misunderstand my niece. There is a merry war betwixt Sina Benedict and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing of that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went haunting off, and now is the whole man governed with 1. Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother. Is there no young squire that will go with him to the devil?
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. He is sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio. If he had caught the Benedict, it would be 1,000 pounds ere he be cured.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
Do good friend?
You will never run mad, niece.
No, not till a hot January.
Don Pedro is approached.
Good Signor Leonato, are you come to me your trouble? The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and yet you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace. For trouble being gone, comfort should remain. But when you depart, sorrow abides, and happiness takes his leave.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I believe this is your daughter.
Her mother hath many times told me that.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you'd asked her?
Sina Benedict, no, for then were you a child.
You have it full, Benedict. We may guess by this what you are, being a man. Truly the lady fathers herself. Be happy, young lady, for you are like an honorable father.
If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders for all Messina, as like him as she is.
I wonder that you would still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What, my dear lady, disdain? Are you yet living?
Is it possible disdain should die? She has such meat food to feed it as Signor Benedict. Courtesy itself converts to disdain if you come in her presence.
Well, then is courtesy a turncoat? For sure I'm loved by all ladies, only you accept it, and I could find it in my heart that I had not a hard heart. But truly, I love none.
A dear happiness to women! They would have else been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I am of your humor for that. I'd rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loved me.
God, keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall scrape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse, as it were such a face as yours.
Signor Benedict, and Signor Claudio, my friend Leonato hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay here at the least a month, and he heartily prays some occasion may detain us longer.
Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled to the prince, your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you.
Please did your grace lead on?
Your hand, Leonato. We will go together.
Benedict, didst thou note the daughter of Signor Leonato?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
She not a modest young lady?
Do you question me, as an honest man should do, for my simple true judgment?
No.
Or would you have me speak after my custom, as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
I pray thee, speak in sober judgment.
Well, I faith methinks. She's too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise. Only this commendation I can afford, were she other than she is, she were unhandsome, and being no other than as she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkst I'm in sport. I pray thee, tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel? In mine eyes, she is the sweetest lady that ever I looked on.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. There's her cousin, and were she not possessed with a fury, it exceeds her as much in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though. I have sworn the contrary. If Hero would be my wife.
It's come to this. Shall I ever see a bachelor of 60 again? Go to, I think, and thou wilt needs thrust thy neck into a yoke. Wear the print of it and sigh away Sunday. Look, Don Pedro is returned to seek you.
What secret hath held you here that you had not followed to Leonatos?
I would, your grace, would constrain me to tell.
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
You hear, Count Claudio. I can be secret as a dumb man. I would have you think so, but on my allegiance, mark you this, on my allegiance, he is in love. With whom? With Hero, Leonato's short daughter.
Amen if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth I speak my thought.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my 2 faiths and troth, my lord, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she's worthy, I know.
I neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will die in it at the stake.
Thou was ever an obstinate heretic in despite of beauty.
Never could maintain his part, but in the force of his will.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise gave her the most humble thanks. But that I will hang my bugle in an invisible baldric, all women shall pardon me. I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee ere I die look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord, not with love.
Well, you know, in time the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may. But if ever the sensible Benedict there, pluck out the bull's horns and set them in my forehead, and let me be vilely painted, and in such great letters as they write. Here is good horse to hire. Let them signify under my sign. Here you may see Benedict, the married man.
In the meantime, good Signor Benedict, prepare to Leonatos. Commend me to him and tell him I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparations.
And so I leave you.
Oh, my liege. Your highness now may do me good.
My love is thine to teach. Teach it but how, and thou shalt see how apt it is to learn any hard lesson that may do thee good.
Leonato any son, my lord?
No child but Hero. She's his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord. When you went forward on this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye that liked but had a rougher task in hand than to drive liking in the name of love. Oh, but now I am returned, and the war thoughts have left their places vacant in their rooms, come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is, saying I liked her ere I went to wars.
Thou shalt be like a lover presently, and tire the hero with a book of words. If thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and with her father, and thou shalt have her. Was that not what beganst to twist so fine a story?
How sweetly you do minister to love, that no loves grief by his complexion.
Look, I will fit thee with the remedy. I know we shall have reveling tonight. I shall go over to Hero's chamber window and tell fair Hero I am Claudio. And in her bosom I'll unclasp her heart and take her hearing prisoner with the force, in strong encounter of my amorous tale. And after this, with her father will I break. And so the conclusion is this: she shall be thine. In practice, let us put it presently.
Blue. My lord, why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breathes, therefore the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessings brings it?
If not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance.
I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jests. Sleep when I am drowsy, and wait for no man's leisure. Eat when I have stomach, and tend on no man's business. Laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his humor.
Yea, but you must not make the full show of this, till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath newly taken you into his grace, where it is impossible you should take true root by the fair weather you make yourself. It is needful that you frame the season for your own harvest.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. Though I cannot be said to be a flattering, honest man, it cannot be denied that I am a plain-dealing villain. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. Who comes here? What news, Borachio?
I came yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, was royally entertained by Leonata, and I can give intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any model to build mischief on? What is he for a fool that betroths himself to unquietness?
Marry, it is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
A proper squire. And who? Which way looks he?
Marry, on a hero, the daughter and heir of Leonato.
A very forward march chick. How came you to this?
I saw the prince and Claudio hand in hand in sad conference. I looked behind me the arras, and there heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero, and, once obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. If that young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You both are sure and will assist me?
To the death, my lord.
Let us to the great supper. Their joy is the greater that I am subdued. Were the cup were out of my mind. Shall we go prove what's to be done?
We'll wait upon your lordship.
Was not Count John here at supper?
I saw him not. How tartly that gentleman looks. I can never see him, but I'm heartburned an hour after.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
He were made the perfect man, just the midway between him and Benedict. The one is too like an image and says nothing. The other too like my lady's eldest son, evermore tattling.
Then half Signia Benedict's tongue in Count John's mouth, and half Count John's melancholy in Signia Benedict's face.
With a good leg and a good foot, uncle, and money enough in his purse, would have any woman in the world if he could get her goodwill.
By my troth, niece, thou wouldst never get thee a husband if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue.
God send me no husband, for the which I am blessing at him on my knees every morning and evening. Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face. I'd rather lie in the woolen.
You may light on a husband that hath no beard.
What should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman? He that hath a beard is no more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me. And he that is less than a man, I am not for him.
Well, I trust you'll be ruled by your father.
Yes, faith, it is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, Father, as it pleases you. But yet, brawl that cousin, make him a handsome fellow, or else make curtsy again and say, Father, as it pleases me.
Well, niece, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Not till God makes men of some other metal than earth.
Cousin, you apprehend passing shrewdly.
I have a good eye, uncle. I can see a church by daylight.
Revelers are entering. Make good room.
Lady, will you walk about with your friend?
So you look sweetly and walk softly and say nothing. I am yours for the walk, especially when I walk away.
With me in your company?
I may say so when I please.
and would please you to say so.
When I like your favor, for God defend the lute should be like the case.
Speak low, if you speak of love.
Will you not tell me who told you so?
Tell you what, pray pardon me.
That I was disdainful and that I had my wit out of the 100 merry tales? Why, this was Signor Benedict that said so.
What's he?
I'm sure you know him well enough.
Not I, believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I pray you, what is he?
Why, he's the king's jester. A very dull fool. None but libertines delight in him, and the commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy, for he both pleases men and humors them, and then they laugh at him and beat him. I'm sure he's in the fleet. I would he had boarded me.
When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say.
Do, we must follow the leaders.
In every good thing.
Nay, if it lead to any ill, I will leave them at the next turning.
Surely my brother is amorous on Hero, and had withdrawn her father to break with him about it. The ladies follow her, and but one visor remains.
And that is Claudio. I know him by his bearing.
Are you not Signor Benedict?
You know me well. I am he.
Signor, you are very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you dissuade him from her, for she is no equal for his birth.
How knowing you he loves her?
I heard him swear his affection.
So did I too, and he swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to the banquet.
Thus answer I in the name of Claudio. Thus answer I in the name of Benedict. To hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so. The prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant in all other things, save the office and affairs of love. Let every eye negotiate for itself, and trust no one, for beauty is a witch, against whose charms faith melteth into blood. Farewell, therefore, hero.
Count Claudio.
Yea, the same.
How will you go with him?
Whither?
The prince hath got your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
Why, boy, did you think the prince would have served you thus?
I pray you leave me.
Oh, you strike like the blind one. 'Twas the boy that stole your meat, and you'll beat the post.
If it will not be, I'll leave you.
Alas, poor hurt fowl. Now will he creep into sedges. But that my lady Beatrice should know me, and not know. The prince is fool. Maybe I go by that title because I am married. But so I am apt to do myself wrong. It is the base, though better disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person, and so gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
Now, Signor, where's the Count? Did you see him?
Troth, my lord, I told him. I have played the part of lady fair. I told him, and I think I told him true, that your grace hath got the goodwill of this young lady. I meant to offer him my company to a willow tree, either to make him a garland as being forsaken, or to bind him up a rod as being worthy to be whipped.
To be whipped? What's his fault?
The flat transgression of a schoolboy, who, being overjoyed in finding a bird's nest, shows it his companion, and he steals it.
Why, I but teach the bird to sing and then restore it to the owner.
By my faith, I think you say honestly.
The Lady Beatrice had a quarrel with you. The gentleman that danced with her told him that she is much wronged by you.
Oh, she missed me past the endurance of a beloved. She told me, not thinking that I had been myself, that I was the prince's jester. She speaks pines, and every word stabs. If her breath were as terrible as her terminations, there would be no living here. She would infect to the North Star. I would not marry her, though she were endowed with all Adam had left him before he transgressed. Come, talk not of her.
Here she comes.
Will your grace command me any service to this world's end? I will on the slightest errand now to the antiquaries that you can devise to send me. Fetch you a toothpicker from the furthest inch of Asia. Fetch you a herald with a great chain and beard. Do you any embassage to the pygmies rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy? You have no employment for me.
Nothing but desire of your good company.
Oh God, sir, there's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady talk.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
So I would, he do me, my lord, lest I prove the mother of fools. I robbed the Count Claudio whom you sent me to see.
How now, Count? Wherefore art you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then? Sick?
Either, my lord.
The Count is not sad, nor sick, nor merry, nor wild, but civil, Count? Civil as an orange, and something of that jealous complexion.
Thy faith, lady, I take your blazon to be true, but his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I have wounded thy name, and fair hero is won. I broke with her father, and his goodwill obtained. Name the day of marriage, and God give thee joy.
Count, take of me my daughter, and wither my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and all grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count, 'tis your cue.
Silence is but the perfectest herald of joy. Were but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give myself away to you, and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin, or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss and let him not speak further.
Thy faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
Yea, my lord, I think it, poor fool, it keeps on the windy side of care. Your cousin tells him in his ear that she is in his heart.
So she doth, cousin.
Good lord, for alliance! Thus goes everyone to the world but me, and I am sunburned. I might as well sit in a corner and cry, hi-ho, for a husband!
Lady Beatrice, I shall get you one.
I'd rather have one of your fathers. Have your grace never a brother like you? Any woman in the world would be lucky to come by one, if they could come by one.
Will you have me, lady?
No, my lord. Must I have another for working days? Your grace is too costly to wear every day.
Mine.
But I beseech your grace to pardon me. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me, and to be married best becomes you, for I am certain you were born at a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord, my mother cried. But then there was a star danced, and under it I was born. Cousins, God give you joy.
Niece, will you look to those things I told you of?
I cry your grace's mercy. By your grace's pardon.
By my troth, a pleasant spirit, young lady.
There's little of the melancholy spirit in her, my lord. She is never sad but when she sleeps, and not ever sad then. For she hath told me she hath often dreamt of unhappiness, and waked herself with a laughing.
She could not endure to hear tell of a husband.
Oh, by no means. She mocked all her wooers out of suit.
She be the excellent wife for Benedict.
Oh, Lord, my lord. If they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
Come, let us undertake Hercules' labors, to bring Senior Benedict and the Lady Beatrice together, thy one with thy other. I would fain have it a match, then I doubt not but to fashion it, if you three will but minister such assistance as I shall give you direction.
My lord, I am for you, though it cost me 10 night watchings.
And I, my lord.
And you too, gentle hero?
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
And Benedict is not the most unhopefullest husband I'd know. Thus far can I praise him. He is of a noble strain, of approved valor and confirmed honesty. You shall humor her cousin that she shall fall in love with Benedict. And I, with your free helps, will so press this on Benedict that, in despite of his quick wits and queasy stomach, that he shall fall in love with Beatrice. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory shall be ours, for we are the only love gods. Go in with me, and I'll tell you my drift.
It is so. The Count Claudio will marry the daughter of Leonardo.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicinable to me. I am sick in displeasure to him, and whatsoever comes athwart his affection rages evenly with mine. How canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me.
Show me briefly how.
I believe I have told your lordship a year since how much I am in the favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman to Hero.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out at her mistress's chamber window.
And what like is in that to be the death of this marriage?
The poison in that lies in you to temper. Go you to the prince, your brother. Swear not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio to a contaminated still, such a one as Hero.
And what proof shall I make of that?
Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, undo Hero, and kill Leonardo. Look you for any other issue?
Only two. Despite them, I will endeavor anything.
Go then, find me a meet hour to join Don Pedro and the Count alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me. They will scarcely believe you without trial. Offer them instances which should bear no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window, hear me call Margaret Hero, and Hero call me Love. And all the preparations will be called assurance, and the preparations overthrown.
Grow this to what adverse issue it will. I will put it into practice. Be cunning in the working this, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats.
Be constant in the accusation, and my cunning shall not shame me.
I will presently go learn their day of marriage.
I do much wonder how one man, seeing how another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, should, after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a man is Claudio. I have known when he would have walked 10 miles afoot to see a good armor. And now he will lie 10 nights awake, carving the fashion for a new doublet. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and a soldier. And now his words are a very fantastical banquet, just so many strange dishes. May I be so converted as to see with these eyes? I cannot tell. I think not. One woman is fair, yet I am well. Another wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman shall not come in my grace. Rich she shall be, that's certain. Wise or all none, virtuous or I'll never cheapen her, mild or I'll never look on her, fair or come not near me, good discourse, an excellent musician, her hair shall be. Of what color it please God? Ha! Prince and Monsieur Love, I will hide me in the arbor.
Come, shall we hear this music?
Yea, my good lord. How still the evening is. It's hushed on purpose to grace harmony.
See where Benedict hath hid himself?
Very well, my lord. The music ended. Fit the kid box with a pennyworth.
Come, Balthazar. We shall hear that song again.
Oh, good my lord, sing with me. I got my driver's license last week, just like we always talked about. 'Cause you were so excited for me to finally drive up to your house.
Now, divine air. Now, is his soul rabid? Is it not strange that sheep's guts should hail souls from men's bodies?
She's so much older than me. She's everything I'm insecure about. But today I drove through the suburbs, crying 'cause you weren't around.
By my troth, a good song.
And an ill singer, my lord.
No, Faith, thou singst well enough.
If he had been a dog that should have howled thus, they would have hanged him.
I pray thee, Balthazar, go get us some excellent music, for tonight we shall have at the Lady Hero's chamber window.
The best I can, my lord.
Do so. Farewell. Leonato, what was it you told me of today? That the Lady Beatrice were in love with Signor Benedict?
Huh?
Stalk on, the foul sins. I did never think that woman would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither. But most wonderful is she should so dote on Signor Benedict, whom she hath in all outward behavior seemed ever to abhor.
Is possible. Sits the wind in that corner?
Maybe she doth, but counterfeit.
Faith, like enough.
Oh God, counterfeit? There never came near the life of passion as she discovers it.
How? Why? What effects of passion shows she?
Bait behook well, the fish will bite.
What effects, my lord? She will sit you. You heard my daughter tell you how.
She doth indeed.
How? How now, I pray you? You amaze me. I would have thought her spirit had been invincible against all assaults of affection.
I would have thought so myself, my lord, especially against Benedict.
I should think this a gull. But the white-bearded fellow speaks, never deny. Hide himself in such reverence.
Take me affection. Hold it up.
Hath she made her affection known to Benedict?
No, and she swears she never will. That's her torment.
'Tis true indeed. So tells me Hero. Shall I, says Beatrice, who so oft encountered him with scorn, write to him that I love him?
Yeah. And she tears the letter into 1,000 halfpence, rails at herself that she should be so modest to write to the one that she knows would flout her. I measure him, says she, by my own spirit, for he would flout me if I writ to him. Yeah, though I love him, I should.
Then, so tells me Hero, down upon her knees she falls, beats her chest, tears her hair, prays, curses, oh sweet Benedict, God give me patience.
She doth indeed. My daughter says so. In the ecstasy hath so much overborne her, she is sometime afeard she would do a desperate outrage to herself. It were good that Benedict knew of it by some other, if she would not discover it.
To what end? Make but a sport of it and torment the poor lady worse.
And he should. It were an alms to hang him. Why?
She's an excellent sweet
She's an
lady.
excellent and sweet lady, and she is virtuous.
She is exceeding wise.
In everything but in loving Benedict.
I am sorry for her, as I have just cause, being her uncle and her guardian.
I would she had bestowed the dotage on me. I pray you tell Benedict and hear what he will say.
Were it good, think you?
Hero thinks surely she will die. For she will die ere he love her not. She will die ere he make his love known. She will die if he woo her, rather than she bait one breath with her accustomed crossness.
Line.
She doth well. If she
She doth well. If she should make tender of her love, 'tis possible he'll scorn it. Line.
For the man hath
For the man hath a contemptible spirit, and he hath great and outward happiness, and he hath indeed show some sparks that are like wit.
And I take him to be valiant.
As Hector, I assure you. Well, I'm sorry for your niece. Shall we go seek Benedict? Tell him of her love?
Nay, never tell him, my lord. Let her wear it out with good conscience. Nay, that's impossible. She may wear her heart out first.
Well, we'll hear further of it by your daughter. Let it cool the while. I love Benedict well, and I would so wish that he would so modestly examine himself to see how unworthy he is of so good a lady.
Dinner is ready. If he not dote on her upon this, I will never trust my expectation.
Let there be the same net spread for her, and that must your daughter and gentlewoman carry. The sport will be when they hold one an opinion of another's dotage, and no such matter. That's the scene that I will see. Let us send her to call him in for dinner.
This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They have the truth of this from Hera. Love me? Why, it must be requited. I hear her, I am censored. They say I will bear myself proudly if I perceive the love come from her. They say, too, that she would rather die than give any sign of affection. I must not seem proud. I did never think to marry. Happy are they that can hear their detractions and can put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis a truth. I can bear them witness. And virtuous, 'tis so. I cannot reprove it. And wise, but for loving me. By my troth, it is no addition to her wit, nor no great argument of her folly. That I would be horribly in love with her. I may, chance, have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me, since I have railed so long against marriage. But doth not the appetite alter? Man loves the meat in his youth, which he cannot endure in his age. Now, the world must be people. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I would live till I were married. Here comes Beatrice. By this day, she's a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her.
Against my will, I am sent to bid you. Come in to dinner.
Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains.
I took no more pains for that than you take pains to thank me. Had it been painful, I would not have come.
You take pleasure, then, in the message?
Yea, just so much as you might take upon a knife's point. Very well.
Against my will, I'm sent to make you come in to dinner. There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for those thanks than you took pains to thank me. That's as easy to say as any pains I take for you is as easy as thanks. If I do not take pity on her, I'm a villain.
Now, Margaret, Ursula, when Beatrice comes, as we do trace this alley up and down, our talk must be only of Benedict. When I do name him, let it be thy part to praise him more than any man did merit. My talk to thee must be how Benedict is sick in love with Beatrice. Of this matter is little Cupid's crafty arrow made, but only wounds by hearsay.
The peasants' anglings to see the fish cut with their golden oars the silver stream, and greedily devour the treacherous bait. So angle we for Beatrice, who even now is couched in the woodbine coverture. Fear you not my part of the dialogue.
Then we speak louder. Let her ear lose nothing of the false sweet bait that we lay for it.
But are you sure that Benedict loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the prince and my new trothed lord.
And did they bid you tell her of it, madam?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I persuaded them, if they loved Benedict, to wish him wrestle with affection and never let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full, as fortunate a bed as ever Beatrice shall couch upon?
Oh, God of love, I know he doth deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. She cannot love, nor take no shape nor project of affection. She is so self-endeared.
Sure, I think so. And therefore certainly it were not good she knew his love, lest she make a sport at it.
Why, you speak truth. I never yet saw a man, how wise, how noble, young, how rarely featured. But Beatrice would spell him backward. If tall, why a lance ill-headed. If low, why an agate very vilely cut. If speaking, why a vein blown in all winds. If silent, why a block moved with none. So turns she every man the wrong way out.
Sure, such carping is not commendable.
No, to be so odd and from all fashions as Beatrice's cannot be commendable.
But who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air. She would laugh me out of myself, press me to death with wit. Therefore let Benedick, like covered fire, consume away in sighs, waste inwardly. It were a better death than die with mocks, which is as bad as a death with tickling.
Yet tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No, rather, I will go to Benedick and counsel him to fight against his passion, and truly I'll devise some honest slanders to stain my cousin with. One doth not know how much a good word may empoison liking.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She cannot be so much without true judgment, having so swift and excellent a wit as she is prized to have, as to refuse so rare a gentleman as Signor Benedick.
He is the only man of Italy. Always excepted my dear Claudio.
I pray you not be angry with me, madam, but speaking my fancy, for shape, bearing, argument, and valor, Signor Benedick goes foremost in report through Italy.
Indeed, he hath an excellent good name.
His excellence did earn it ere he had it.
When are you married, madam?
Why, every day tomorrow. Come, go in. I'll show thee some attires, and have thy counsel which is best to furnish me tomorrow.
She's limbed, I warrant you. We've caught her, madam.
If it prove so, then loving goes by haps. Some Cupid kills with arrows, some with traps.
What fire is mine ears? Can this be true? Isn't my contempt for pride and scorn so much? Maiden pride, adieu. And contempt, farewell. No pride lives on the back of such. Benedick, love on! I will requite thee, taming my wild heart with thy loving hand. If thou dost love, my kindness shall incite thee to bind our loves up in a holy band, for others state you are worthy, and I believe it better than reporting thee.
Gallants, I am not as I have been.
So say I. Methinks you are sadder.
Nay, I hope he be in love.
I am druid. There's no true drop of blood in him that's truly touched with love. If he be sad, he wants money.
I have the toothache.
Yet, say I, he is in love. If he be not in love, there's no believing old signs. He brushes his hat o' mornings. What should that bode?
Hath any man seen him at the barber's?
No, but the barber's man hath been seen with him, and the old ornament of his cheeks hath already stuffed tennis balls.
Aye, he does look younger than he did. The loss of a beard.
Nay, he rubs himself with musk. Can't you smell him out by that? He is in love.
Nay, but I know who loves him.
I do too. I warrant one who knows him not.
Yes, and his ill conditions. And despite of it all, dies for him.
Well, he shall be buried with her face upwards.
But is this no charm of the toothache? Old senor, walk aside with me. I've studied 8 or 9 wise words I wish to speak to you, which these hobby horses must not hear.
By my life, to break with him about Beatrice.
'Tis even so. By this time, Hero and Margaret have played their parts of Beatrice, so that the two bears will not bite one another when they meet.
lord and brother. God save you.
Good day, brother.
If your leisure served, I would speak with you.
In private?
If it please you, though Count Claudio may hear, for what I would speak of concerns him.
What's the matter?
Means your lordship to be married tomorrow?
You know he does.
I know not that when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you discover it.
You may think I love you not. Let that appear hereafter, and aim better at me by that I now will manifest. I came hither to tell you, the lady is disloyal.
Who? Hero?
Even she, Leonardo's hero, your hero, every man's hero.
Disloyal.
The word is too good to paint out her wickedness. Think you of a worse word, and I will fit her to it. Wonder not till further warrant. Go but with me tonight, and I will show you more. And you will see her chamber window entered, even the night before her wedding day. After that, if you still love her, tomorrow wed her. But I would better fit your honor to change your mind.
May this be so?
I would not think it.
If you will follow me, I will show you enough, and when you have seen more and heard more, proceed accordingly.
There be any reason tonight why I should not wed her tomorrow? In the congregation where we should wed, I will shame her.
And as I wooed for thee to obtain her, I will join with thee to disgrace her.
I will disparage her no further till you are my witnesses. Let the issue show itself.
Oh, day, untowardly turned!
Mischief strangely thwarting.
Oh, plague right well prevented, so you will say when you have seen the sequel.
Where be the watchman?
Where be the watchman?
Where? Where be the watchman?
Where be the watchman?
Where are the watchmen?
Where be the watchman?
Here, sirs.
Are you good men and true?
Yea, or else it were pity they should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Nay, that were a punishment too good for them, if they should have any allegiance in them, being chosen for the prince's watch.
Well, give them their charge, neighbor Dogberry.
First, who think you the most disartless man to be constable?
Hugh Oakcake, sir, or George Seacole, for they can write and read.
Come hither, neighbor Seacole. God hath blessed you with a good name. To be a well-favored man is a gift of fortune, which write and read comes by nature.
Master Constable!
Why, give God thanks and make no boast of it. And for your writing and reading, let that appear when there is no need of such vanity. You are thought here to be the most senseless and fit men for the constable of the watch. Therefore, carry the lanthorn. You are to comprehend all vagrom men. You are to bid any man stand in the prince's name.
How cannot stand?
Why, then take no note of him, but presently call the rest of the watch together, and thank God you would have been made.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, he is none of the prince's subjects.
True, and they are to meddle with none but the prince's subjects. You shall also make no noise in the streets, for the watch to babble and to talk is most tolerable and not to be endured.
You would rather sleep than talk. We know it belongs to a watch.
Why, you speak like a most quiet and ancient watchman, for I cannot see how sleeping should offend.
Well, sir.
If you meet a thief, you may suspect him to be no true man by virtue of your office. And for such kind of men, the less you meddle or make with them, why, the more your honesty.
If you know him to be a thief, sir, shall I not lay hands on him?
Truly, by virtue of your office you may, but I think they that touch pitch will be defiled. The most peaceable way for you, if you do take a thief, is to let him show himself what he is, and steal out of your company.
You have always been called a merciful man, partner.
Truly, I will not hang a dog by my own will, much more a man who has any honesty in him.
'Tis very true.
Well, masters, good night. And there be any matter of which chances, call up me. Keep your fellows' counsels and your own. Come, neighbor.
Well, masters, let us go sit here upon this church bench till 2, then all to bed.
One more word, honest neighbors. I pray you watch about Signor Leonardo's door. for the wedding matter of tomorrow. There is a great coil tonight. Adieu, be vigilant, I beseech you.
What? Conrad!
Peace, stir not.
Conrad, I say!
Here, man, I'm at thy elbow.
Ah, so my elbow itched. Thought a scab follow.
I will owe thee an answer for that. Now forward with thy tale.
Stand thee close, and I will, like a true drunkard, utter all to thee.
Some treason, masters. Stand close.
Therefore know that I have earned of Don John 1,000 ducats.
Is it possible that any villainy should be so dear?
Thou shouldst rather ask if any villainy should be so rich. For when rich villains have need of poor ones may make what price they will.
I know that man. He's been a vile thief for 7 years, but he goes up and down like a gentleman. I remember his name.
Did thou not hear somebody?
No. 'Twas the vane on the house.
Therefore know that I have tonight wooed Margaret in Lady Hero's clothes. She leans me out at her mistress's chamber window, bids me 1,000 times good night. I tell this tale vilely. I should first tell thee how the Prince Claudio and my master placed and possessed by my master Don John, saw from afar off in the orchard this amiable encounter.
And thought they Margaret was hero?
2 of them did, the Prince and Claudio, but my master knew 'twas Margaret. It partly by his oath which first possessed them, partly by the dark night which should deceive them, but chiefly by my villainy which should confirm any slander that Don John had made. Away went Claudio, enraged, swore he would meet her at the temple tomorrow where he was appointed, and there, in front of the whole congregation, shame her with what he saw overnight and send Hero home again without a husband.
You heard when the prince's name stands. Oh, the right master constable.
Masters.
Never speak. We charge you. Let us obey you to go with us. We have here recovered the most dangerous piece of lechery ever known in the Commonwealth.
What would you with me, honest neighbor?
Mary, sir, I would have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
Brief, I pray you, for you see, it is a busy time with me.
Mary, this it is, sir.
Yes, in truth it is, sir.
What is it, my good friends?
Good man Verges, sir, speaks a little of the matter. An old man, sir, whose wits are not so blunt as, God help, I would desire they were, but, in faith, honest as the skin between his brows.
Yes, I thank God I am as honest as any man living, that is an old man, and no honester than I.
Comparisons are odorous.
Neighbors, you are tedious.
I'm glad to hear it.
And so am I.
I would fain know what you have to say.
Mary, sir, our watch tonight, except in your worship's presence, had taken a couple of as errant knaves as any in Messina.
A good old man, sir. He will be talking, as they say, when the age is in, the wit is out. But well said, I faith, neighbor Verges. Our watch tonight have indeed comprehended 2 auspicious persons, and we would have them this morning examined before your worship.
Take their examination yourself, and bring it to me. I am now in great haste, as it may appear unto you.
Go, good partner. Go get you to Francis Equal. Bid him bring his pen and inkhorn to the jail. We are now to examination these men.
And we must do it wisely.
We will spare for no wit, I warrant you. We'll only get the learned writer to set down our excommunication and meet me at the jail.
My lord, they stay for you to give your daughter to her husband.
I am ready. Drink some wine, you go. There you are. Francis, be brief. Only to the plain form of marriage you shall encounter particular duties afterwards.
You come hither to marry this lady?
No.
To be married to her. Friar, you come to marry her.
Lady, you come hither to be married to this count?
I do.
If either of you know any inward impediment why you two should not be conjoined, I charge you on your souls to utter it.
Know you any hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any, Count?
I dare make his answer. None.
What men may do, what men dare do, what men daily do, not knowing what they do.
How now? Interjections.
Stand thee by, friar. Father, will you with free and unconstrained soul give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give her name.
And what have I to give to you, whose worth may counterpoise this rich and precious gift?
Nothing, unless you render her again.
Sweet prince, you learn me noble thankfulness. There, Leonato, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She's but the sign and semblance of her honor. Behold how like a maid she blushes here. Is not that blood at modest evidence to witness simple virtue? Would you not swear, all that you see her, that she were a maid? But she is none! She knows the heat of a luxurious bed. Her blush is guiltiness, not modesty.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to be married, not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
Dear my lord, if you in your own proof have vanquished the resistance of her youth and made defeat of her virginity.
I know what you would say. If I had known her, you would say that I am like a brother. No, Leonato, I never tempted her with word too large, but as a brother to her sister, treated her with bashful sincerity and comely love.
And seemed I ever otherwise to you?
Out on the seeming, and right against it. You seem to me as Diane in her orb, but more intemperate in your blood than Venus or those pampered animals who rage in savage sensuality.
Is my lord well? Doth he speak so wide?
Sweet prince, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I stand dishonored that I come about to link my dear friend to a common stale.
Are these things spoken or do but I dream?
Sir, they are spoken, and these things are true. True? Oh God!
This looks not like a nuptial.
Leonato, let me move but one question to your daughter. By that kindly and fatherly power you have in her, I bid her answer truly.
I charge thee do so, as thou art my child.
Oh God, defend me! How am I beset? What kind of catechizing call you this?
To make you answer truly to your name.
Is it not a hero? Who can blot out that name with any just reproach?
Marry that can hero. Hero itself can blot out hero's virtue. What man talked to you outside your window yesternight betwixt the hours of 12 and 1?
I talked with no man at that hour, my lord.
Why, then you are no maiden. Leonato, I'm sorry you must hear this, but on my honor, myself, my brother, and this grieved count did see her. Hear her at that hour that night, talk with a ruffian at her chamber window, and has so most like a liberal villain confessed of the vile encounters they have had 1,000 times in secret.
Fie, fie, they're not to be named, my lord, not to be spoken of. There is not chastity enough in language without offense to utter them. Therefore, pretty lady, I am very sorry for thy much misgovernment.
Hero, what a hero hast thou been. Half thy outward graces had been placed about thy thoughts and counsels of thy heart. Oh, but fare thee well, most foul, most fair. Fare thee well, thou pure impiety and pious impurity. For thee I'll lock up all the gates of love. And on my eyelids shall conjecture hang, and turn all beauty into thoughts of harm. Never shall it be more gracious.
dagger here a point for me?
Wherefore, cousin, why fall you down?
Come, come, let us go. These things come thus to light, smother her spirits up.
How doth the lady?
Dead, I think. Help! Leonardo, Signor Benedict, Friar!
Oh, fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for a shame that may be wished for.
And thou, sweet hero?
Have comfort, lady.
Dost thou look up?
Yea, wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Why, doth not every earthly thing like cry shame upon her? Could you hear deny the story that is printed in her blood? Do not live, hero. Do not ope thine eyes. I had but one child. Oh, one too much by thee. Why had I one? Why ever wast thou so lovely in my eyes? Why had he not with charitable hand took up a beggar's issue at my gates, who smirched thus and mirrored with infamy, I might have said. No part of it is mine. This shame derives itself from unknown loins. But mine, and mine I loved, and mine I praised, and mine that I was proud on. Mine so much that I to myself was not myself, vowing of her. And she, oh, she is fallen into a pit of ink. The wide sea hath drops too few to wash her clean again, and salt too little which may season give to her foul, tainted flesh.
Oh, on my soul, my cousin is belied.
Hear me, little, for I have only been silent so long, given way into this course of fortune. I noted that the lady had marked 1,000 blushing apparitions to start into her face. 1,000 innocent shames, angel whiteness, beat away at those blushes. And in her eye there hath appeared a fire, to burn away the air that these princes hold against her maiden truth. Call me a fool if this sweet lady lie not guiltless here under some biting error.
Friar, it cannot be. Thou seest that all the grace she hath left is that she will not add to her damnation a sin of perjury. She not here denies it. Why seekst thou then to cover with excuse that which appears in proper nakedness?
Lady, what man is he you are accused of?
They know that do accuse me. I know none. If I know more of any man alive than that which maiden modesty doth warrant, let all my sins lack mercy. O my father, prove you that any man with me conversed at hours unmeet, or that I yesternight maintained the change of words with any creature? Refuse me, hate me, torture me to death.
There is some strange misprison in the princes.
2 of them have the very bent of honor. If their wisdoms be misled in this, the practice of it lies in John the Bastard, whose spirits toil in the frame of villainies.
If they speak the truth of her, his hand shall tear her. If they wrong her honor, the proudest of them shall well hear of it.
Pause a while, and let my counsel sway you in this case. Your daughter here, the prince is left for dead. Let her while be secretly kept in, and publish it that she is dead indeed. Maintain a mourning ostination, and on your family's old monument, hang mournful epitaphs and dual rites that appertain to a burial.
What shall become of this? What will this do?
Mary, this will, carried shall on her behalf, change slander to remorse. She dying, as it must be so maintained, upon the instant that she was accused, shall be lamented, pitied, and excused for every hearer, for it so falls out. That what we have, we prize not to the worth, whilst we enjoy it, but being lacked and lost. Why, then we rack the value, then we find the virtue that possession would not show us well as it was ours. So will it fare with Claudio, when he shall hear she died upon his words, the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into a study of imagination, and every lovely organ of her life shall come apparelled in more precious habit, more moving, delicate, and full of life than when she lived indeed. And then he shall mourn, and wish he had not so accused her. No, though we thought his accusation true, let this be so, and doubt not but success will fashion the event in better shape.
Signor Leonato, let the friar advise you, and though you know my inwardness, love is very much unto the prince and Claudio. By mine honor I will deal in this.
Being that I flow in grief, the smallest twine may lead me.
'Tis well consented. Presently way. Come, lady, die to live. This wedding day is but prolonged. Have patience and enjoy it.
a while longer.
I should not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wrong.
Oh, how much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
Very even way, but no such friend.
May a man?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is not that strange?
As strange as the thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say I love nothing so well as you, but believe me not. And yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor I deny nothing.
I protest I love thee.
Why then God forgive me.
What offense? Sweet Beatrice.
You've stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
And do it with all that.
I love you with so much of my heart that there's none left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Very well.
Tarry, Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you. Nay, I pray you, let me go.
Beatrice.
In faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare rather be friends with me than fight with mine enemy?
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height a villain that hath slandered, dishonored, scorned my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man, what? Bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor. Oh God, that I were a man, I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is slandered, she's wronged, she's undone.
Beatrice.
Oh, that I were a man, or that I had any friend would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into courtesies, valor into compliments, and men are only turned into tongue, and trim ones, too. I cannot be a man with wishing, therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Beatrice. By this hand I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swear and die it.
Think you, in your soul, that the Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea. Sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will kiss your hand. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. To comfort your cousin, I must say she is dead. Very well.
A chair for the sexton.
Which be the malefactors?
Mary, that am I, my partner.
Nay, that's certain. We have the exhibition to examine.
Which are the offenders that are to be examined? Let them come before Master Constable.
Yea, Mary, let them come before me. What is your name, friend?
Baraccio.
Pray, write down Baraccio. Yours, Sirrah?
I'm a gentleman, sir, and my name is Conrad.
Pray, write down Master Gentleman Conrad. Masters, it is proved already that you are a little better than false knaves, and it will go near to be thought so shortly. How answer you for yourselves?
Marry, sir, we say we are none.
A marvelous witty fellow, I assure you, but I will go about with him. Come you hither, Sirrah, a word in your ear. Sir, I say to you it is thought you are false knaves.
Sir, I say to you we are none.
Well, stand aside. Have you written down that they are none?
Master Constable, you go not the way to examine. You must call forth the watch that are accusers.
Yea, Mary, that's the eftest way. Let the watch come forth.
Masters, I charge you in the prince's name, accuse these men.
This man said, sir.
That Don John, the prince's brother, was a villain.
Write down Prince John a villain? Why, this is flat perjury. To call the prince's brother villain?
Master Constable.
Pray thee, fellow, peace. I do not like thy look, I promise thee.
What? Heard you him say else?
Mary, that he had received 1,000 ducats of Don John for accusing the lady hero wrongfully.
Flat burglary as ever was committed.
Yea, by the mass that it is. What else, fellow?
That Count Claudio did intend, upon his words, to disgrace her before the whole assembly, and not marry her.
Villain! Thou wilt be condemned in everlasting redemption for this.
What else?
This is all.
And this is more, masters, that you can deny. Prince John is in this morning accused, secretly refused, and upon the great...
Hero was in this manner.
Hero was in this manner, accused in this manner, refused, and upon the grief of this suddenly died. Master Constable, let these men be bound and brought to Leonato. I will go forth and show the watch their examinations.
Come, bind them, thou naughty varlet.
Away. You are an ass. You are an ass.
God's my life. Where's the sexton? Let him write down this princess officer an ass? Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Why, I'm as pretty a piece of flesh as any is in Messina, and one that knows the law go too. Oh, that he were to write me down an ass. Well, masters, remember that I am an ass, and though be not written down yet, do not forget that I am an ass. No, thou villain, thou art full of piety, I shall be proven upon thee by good witness. Bring them away. Oh, that I had been written down an ass.
Go on thus, you will kill yourself.
I pray thee cease thy counsel, which falls into mine ears as profitless as water in a sea.
Brother,
Give not me counsel. My griefs cry louder than advertisement.
therein do men from children nothing differ.
I pray thee peace. I will be flesh and blood.
Yet bend not all the harm upon yourself. Make those that do offend you suffer too.
There thou speak'st reason. Nay, I will do so. My soul doth tell me hero is belied. And that shall Claudio know, so shall the prince, and all of them that thus dishonor her.
Here come the prince and Claudio hastily. Good day, good day.
Good day to both of you.
Hear you, my lords.
We have some haste, Leonato.
Some haste, my lord. Well, very well, my lord. Are you so hasty now?
Nay, do not quarrel with us, good old man. If he could right himself with quarreling, some of us would lie low.
Who wrongs him?
Mary, thou dost wrong me, thou dissembler thou. Nay, never lay thy hand upon thy sword, I fear thee not.
Mary, beshrew my hand, if it should give your age such cause of fear. Faith, my hand meant nothing to my sword.
Tush, tush, man, never fleer and jest at me. I speak not like a dotard nor a fool. Claudio, I challenge thee to trial of a man. I say thou hast belied my innocent child. Thy slander hath gone through and through her heart, and she lies buried with her ancestors, all in a tomb where scandal never slept. Save this of hers, framed by thy villainy.
My villainy?
Thine, Claudio, thine, I say.
You say not right, old man.
My lord, I'll prove it on his body if he dare. Despite his nice fence and his active practice, his maybe and bloom of lust of it.
Oh, wait, I will not have to do with you.
Canst thou so deaf me? Thou hast killed my child. If thou hast killed me, boy, thou shalt kill a man.
He shall kill two of us, and men indeed, but that's no matter. Let him kill one first. Let him answer me. Come, sir, boy. Come follow me, boy.
Sister.
Content yourself. God knows I love my niece, and she is dead. Slain her to death by boys, apes, villains, jacks, braggarts, milksops.
But Sister Antonia.
Scambling, out-facing, fashion-monging boys who lie, cod, flout, deprave, and slander.
But Sister Antonia.
Do not you meddle. Let me deal in this.
You both! We will not break your patience. My heart is sorry for your daughter's death, but by my honor she was charged by nothing but what was true, and very full of proof.
My lord, my lord.
I will not hear from you.
No? Come, sister, away. I will be heard.
And shall, for some of us will smart for it.
See, here comes the man we went to seek.
Now, senor, what news?
Good day, my lord.
Welcome, senor. You're almost come to part, almost to fray.
We would like to have our noses bit off by two old men without teeth.
Leonato and his brother, what thinkst thou?
Your
false quarrel, there is no true valor. I came to seek you both.
An up and down receipt for thee, for we are high proof melancholy, and would fain to have it beaten away. Wilt thou use thy wit?
Sir, I shall meet your wit in the career, and you charge it against me. I pray you choose another subject.
By the slight he changes more and more. I think he'd be angry.
Shall I speak a word in your ear?
God bless me for the challenge.
No!
You are a villain. I jest not. I'll make it good how you dare, with what you dare, and when you dare. Do me right, or I will protest your cowardice. You have killed a sweet lady, and her death shall fall heavy on you. Let me hear from you, my lord. For your many courtesies, I thank you. I must discontinue your company. Your brother, the bastard, is fled from Messina. You among you have killed a sweet and innocent lady. For my lord Lackbeard, there he and I shall meet. Until then, peace be with him.
He's in earnest.
And most profound earnest.
Hath challenged thee.
Most sincerely.
What a pretty thing man is when he goes in with his doublet and hose and leaves off his wit.
How now? My brother's man bound.
Hearken not to their offense, my lord.
Officers, what offense has this man done?
Marry, sir, they have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untruths. Secondarily, they are slanders. Sixth and lastly, they have belied a lady. Thirdly, they have verified unjust things. And to conclude, they are lying knaves.
First I asked thee what he has done. Secondly, I asked thee what's their offense. Sixth and lastly, why they are committed. And to conclude what you lay to their charge.
Rightly reasoned, and in his own division, and by my troth there's one meaning well suited.
What have you done, sir, that you were thus bound to your answer? This learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What's your offense?
Sweet, Prince. Let me go no further to my answer. Do you hear me and let this count kill me? I have deceived even your very eyes. What these shallow fools have brought to light, you who the night o'erheard me confess how I have slandered the lady hero, how I courted Margaret in hero's garments, how you have disgraced her when you should love her. My villainy they have upon record, which I'd rather sue with my own death, if he order my shame. The lady is dead, upon mine my master's false accusations, and briefly, I desire nothing but the word of a villain.
Runs not this speech like iron for your blood?
Drunk the poison while she utters it.
But did my brother set thee to this?
Yea, it paid me richly for the practice of it.
He's composed and framed of treachery, and fled he is upon this villainy.
Sweet hero, how thy image doth appear in the rare semblance that I loved at first.
Come, bring away the plaintiffs. By this time our sexton hath informed Senior Leonato of the matter. And masters, do not forget to specify, when time and place shall serve, that I am an ass.
Here comes Master Signor Leonato, and Antonio too.
Which is the villain? Let me see his eyes, that, when I know some other man like him, I may avoid him. Which of these is he?
If you wish to know your wronger, look on me.
Art thou thy slave that, with thy breath, hath killed mine innocent child?
Yea, even I alone.
No, not so, villain, thou beliest thyself. Here stand an honorable men when two more have fled that had a hand in it.
I thank thee for my daughter's death. Record it with your high and worthy deeds.
I know not how to pray your patience, yet I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Impose me to what penance your invention can lay upon my sin. Yet I sinned not, but in mistaking.
I cannot bid you bid my daughter live. That were impossible. But I pray you both, possess the people in Messina here, she died. And if your love can labor aught in sad invention, hang an epitaph upon her tomb. Sing it to her bones, sing it tonight. Tomorrow you come to my house, and since you could not be my son-in-law, be yet my nephew. My sister hath a daughter, almost the exact copy of my child that's dead.
Almost the exact copy of his child that's dead, and she alone is heir to both of us.
Give her the right he should have given my cousin, and so dies my revenge.
Oh, sir, the overkindness doth wring tears from me. I do embrace thy offer, and henceforth dispose of poor Claudio.
Tomorrow we expect your coming. Tonight we take our leave.
Moreover, sir, which indeed is not under white and black, this plaintiff here, the offender, did call me ass. I beseech you let it be remembered in this punishment.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pains. Here's for thy pains.
God save the foundation.
Go. I discharge thee as thy prisoner, and I thank thee.
I live an errant knave with your worship, which I beseech your worship to correct yourself for the example of others. God keep your worship. I wish your worship well. May God restore you to health. I humbly give you leave to depart, and if a merry meeting may be wished, may God prohibit it. Come, neighbor.
Well, lords, farewell.
Farewell, my lords. We look for you tomorrow. We will not fall.
Tonight I'll mourn with Hero.
Bring you these fellows on.
Sweet Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I called thee?
Yea, sir, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, stay but till then.
Then is spoken, very well. Yet ere I go, I will go for that which I came, which is knowing what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Only foul words, and thereupon I will kiss thee.
Foul words is but foul breath, and foul breath is but foul wind, and foul wind is noisome, therefore I will depart unkissed.
Thou hast frightened him out of his right sense, so forcibly is thy wit. But I must tell thee plainly. Claudio undergoes my challenge, and shortly I must hear from him, or I will subscribe him a coward. Now, I pray thee, for which of my bad parts didst thou first fall in love with me?
For all of them together, which maintained so politic and state that no good parts could intermingle with them. But for which of my good parts did thou first suffer love for me?
Suffer love, a good epithet. I suffer love indeed. I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think. Alas, poor heart, if you spite it for your sake, I will spite it for mine, for I will not love that which my friend hates.
Thou and I are too wise to woo peaceably. Now tell me, how doth your cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill too.
Serve God, love me and men. That is where I leave you, for here comes one in haste.
Madam, we must come to your uncle. It is proved my lady Hero hath been falsely accused, that Don John and Claudio mightily abused. And Don John is the author of all, who is fled and gone. Will you come presently?
Will you go hear this news, Signor?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, and be buried in thine eyes. And moreover, I will go with thee to thy uncle's.
Is this the monument of Leonatos?
It is, my lord.
Done to death by slanderous tongues, is the hero that here lies. Death that guerdon of her wrongs gives her fame which never dies. So the life that died in vain lives in death with glorious fame. Hang thou there upon the tomb. Praising her when I am dumb. Now unto thy bones, good night. Yearly will I do this right.
Good morrow, masters. Put your torches out. The wolves have preyed, and look, the gentle day. The wheels of Phoebus round about, and douse the drowsy east with spots of grey. Thank you, and leave us. Very well.
Good morrow, masters. Each his several way.
Come, let us henceforth to Leonato's.
Did I not tell you she was innocent?
Well, I am glad that all things sort so well.
And so am I, else being by faith and force to call young Claudio to a reckoning for it.
Well, daughter and you gentlemen all, retreat into a chamber by yourselves. And when I call for you, come hither masked. Here comes the Prince and Claudio.
Good morrow to this fair assembly.
Good morrow, Prince. Good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are you yet determined today to marry with my sister's daughter?
I am.
Call her forth, sister. Here's her fire ready.
Which is the lady I must seize upon?
The same as she, and I do give you her.
Why then, she's mine. Sweet, let me see your face.
No, that you shall not till you take her hand and swear to marry her before this friar.
Give me your hand before this holy friar. I'm your husband, if you like me.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero!
Nothing certain, sir. One hero died defiled, but I do live, and surely as I live, I am a maid.
The former hero. The hero that is dead.
She died, my lord, whilst her slander lived.
All this amazement can I qualify when, after that, the holy rites are ended. I'll tell you largely of fair hero's death. Meantime, that wonder seem familiar. Into the chapel, let us present leave.
Soft and fair friar, which is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do not you love me?
No. No more than reason.
Well, then, your uncle and the Prince and Claudio have been deceived, for they swore you did.
Do you not love me?
Troth not. No more than reason.
Why then my cousins, Margaret and Ursula, were much deceived, for they did swear you did.
They swore you were almost sick for me.
And they swore you were well nigh dead for me.
'Tis no such matter. Then, you do not love me.
No, truly, but in friendly recompense.
Come, cousin, I'm sure you love the gentleman.
I'm certain that he loved her, for here's a paper written in his hand, a halting sonnet of his own pure brain, fashioned to Beatrice.
And here is another, written in my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing her affections unto Benedict.
A miracle. Here's our hands against our hearts. Come, I will have it. But by this light I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day, and for much persuasion, for I was told you were in a consumption.
Well, if your good will stand with mine, this day will be conjoined in honorable marriage, in which, good friar, we shall desire your help.
My heart is with your love.
And my help.
Claudio, for thy part, I did think to have beaten thee, but thou would like to be my kinsman, live unbruised, and love my cousin.
Come, come, we're friends.
Let us have a dance, ere we are married. Let us lighten our harness, and our wives' heels.
My lord, your brother John has been taken in flight and brought with armed men back to the scene.
Think not of him, I've devised thee brave punishments for him. Strike it up, pipers!